What's going on, guys? Johnny back with another helpful video, and today I want to talk to you about growing a $2,000 account, how I've done it in the past, and how you can go about doing it as well. Now, remember, if you're first starting out trading, you've never traded before, I highly recommend that you paper trade first. You find some kind of platform that you don't mind using and see if they offer simulation trading or paper trading. Now, with that, you don't have to risk any money in order to learn how to trade. And I think learning is very important before you take the next step into adding money into an account and trading with real money. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion on what I've done in the past and what you can maybe do if you want to um, when first starting out. So, of course, our channel has over 7,700 subscribers right now. Our Investing for Beginners community on Facebook has 70,000 members, and our Discord has, just shy of 1,000 members. So, we're always getting new day traders, new members that want to learn how to day trade, swing trade, or even invest long term. And I suggest that you start with paper trading. Now, also, when you start paper trading or simulation trading, make sure you're using an amount that reflects how much you're going to use if you started trading. You can easily start one of those accounts, and I think they start you out at like $100,000. But are you realistically going to have $100,000 when you first start trading with real money? Probably not. So adjust that. There's a little thing on the top where you can reset your available balance and set it to an amount that makes sense to you. Are you going to start trading with $10,000? $5,000, $1,000, adjust it to the amount of money that you would actually trade with in real life, because that's going to give you the ability to practice more. It's easy to have, or it can be seem easier with $100,000, and you push a few buttons and all of a sudden your account grew, two or $300 in a single day. And you're like, whoa, that was cool. And then you start trading with real money, say with $1,000, and those same button clicks, the same, trade only results in maybe one, two, even $3, or maybe 10 or $20. So it's not going to have the same amount of weight that $1,000 account would have with, say, the difference between $100,000 account. You're going to have less money to use to buy, and there's going to be less available money to make or lose when you have less shares available. I have a video on shares and how, different share sizes and position sizes can affect how much money you make. If you have 100 shares and it pushes up $1, you make $100. If you have 1,000 shares and it pushes up $1, that's $1,000. And there's a bunch of different variances and incremental values in between. But specifically growing a $2,000 account, say you want to aim to grow your account 10% a week. Now, 10% a week can be extremely aggressive when it comes to, say, long-term investing. Whereas if you buy a company, say, an ETF like QQQ or VOO, it may return you 10, 20, maybe 30% in one full year, which is 12 months. But when you actively day trade, you buy the low, you sell the high, you buy the low, you sell the high, you rinse and repeat. Whether day trading or short-term swing trading, you could potentially see those percentage gains in a day and sometimes in a week. So for this example, we're going with 10% a week, and I'm looking at my cool little notebook here that I wrote down. But 10% a week on a $2,000 account would be $200 a week. Now, that could be aggressive to some, that could be very minimal to others. But I think 10% is a good goal to have. Now, you're not always going to hit that goal. Maybe some weeks you break even. Maybe some weeks you even lose a little bit of money if you're not careful managing your risk. But if you're able to consistently lock in 2% profits a day, then you would make about $40 a day in profits. And that would add up on a 5-day period of 5 green days, would add up to $200. Now, what are you risking? Well, if you're starting with $2,000, you're not risking all $2,000. If you have a $2,000 position, then you're only risking 1%, which is 20 bucks. And 20 bucks isn't technically a lot when it comes to risk. And if you lose all 5 trading days, then you'd be down about 100 bucks or roughly 5% of your position for that week, which is 1% a day in losses. Now, there's a few different examples that I want to go over. Say you have 3 green days and 2 red days. And on your green days, you make $40, and on your red days, you lose $20. So say on Monday, you make 40, on Tuesday, you lose 20, on Wednesday, you make 40, on Thursday you lose 20, and then on Friday you make 40. Well, that's 3 green days, 2 red days, and that would actually equal $80 in profit for the week. Right there, as you can see, $80. I think you could see that. Maybe it'll adjust, maybe not. But it's $80. So you won 3 days and you got $40, and you lost 2 days and you lost um, $20 each day. That would result in $80 in wins for that week. Now, the next week, okay, let's say you don't use that $80, you just kind of pull it out. Maybe you pull it out of your account or you just leave it sitting in there. But the next week, you also take those trades with your $2,000 account, and say you have 2 green days, but you have 3 red days. Okay, so you actually lost more trades than you won, but you stuck to your plan, you managed your risk. So say on Monday and Tuesday, you had 2 back-to-back green days. You made 40 on Monday, 40 on Tuesday. So now you're up 80 bucks for the week. But say you go in on Wednesday, you take a red day of $20. Thursday, you have a red day of $20. Friday, you have a red day of $20. So you had 2 green days, 3 red days. You would still be net positive $20 for the week, right? You made 80, you lost 60, you still have 20. And this is a great way to understand risk to reward. So the risk to reward for that is a 1 for 2. I'm risking 20 to make 40. And there are some days you can make more than that. You could have 1 for 3s where you risk 20 and make $60. You could have 1 for 4s where you risk 20 and you make $80, sometimes even $100 for 1 for 5s. There are going to be some days where you do take some 1 for 1s. Maybe you risk 20 and you only make 20, but that's still positive. And with that said, on the first day, when you lost 3 days and you won 2 days, your win rate was a 60% win rate, meaning you won 60% of the trades because you took 5 trades: 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, right? 100% is the max you can go. You lost 2, you won 3, 60% win rate with a 1 for 2 still had you net positive $80. On the second week, you won 2 and you lost 3. So by losing 3 and winning 2, you had a win rate of 40%. Now, a 40% win rate, doing it like this, where you're doing 1 for 2 risk to reward, still resulted in net positive. So you don't have to be right even 50% of the time. You could actually be right only 40% of the time and still have a profitable week. Now, I know $20 isn't a lot to make in a week. I know even $80 isn't necessarily a lot to make in a week, but I wanted to give you an example of, look, if you can grow your account 10% by having 5 green days, making $40 every day, sure, anyone can grow their account by 10%. That's $200. But you're not every day is going to be green. So on your red days, making sure you manage your risk. You don't want to take a red day and be down 40, 60, 80, $100 when you should have only been down $20. That is your max loss on the day. You don't want to work all week to make $80 in profit and then on one bad trade give it all away and lose money and even be down now to where your account went from 2,000 to maybe down to 1,900, 1,800, 1,500. Even a 50% max loss is huge because then you could cut your account in half. You can go from $2,000 account to a $1,000 account in a single trade if you're not disciplined. So it's all about making sure that you have the right risk to reward, the right win rate, and before that, even understanding the entry, your take profit, and your stop loss before ever getting into a trade, and then sticking to that plan no matter what. That will help you be more disciplined, and it'll take away emotion to where if the trade does go against you, you already have set criteria of where you're going to cut losses, where you're going to take profits. And I hope that actually helps you in the long run. Now, there's a lot more that goes into growing an account by 10%. We can go over that in another video, but I hope this helps just kind of draw kind of a roadmap of how to grow your account 10% a week, how to manage your risk, how to still be a profitable trader, even with a low win rate when you have structure, discipline, and criteria before entering and exiting your trades. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I earned your thumbs up. If I did, go ahead and smash the like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And you guys have a great rest of your day.